And I am told that I am live. So, how are you? Good to see you all again. It is, what night is it? It's Wednesday night, middle of the week, Christmas in 9 days, 9 sleeps till Christmas, 10 if you have a sleep on a Sunday afternoon. So, no long till Christmas now. It is the 16th of December. I'm racing through my Maltesers whiskey selection box for my chums at a really good whiskey company. It really is getting empty now. There's hardly any left. It looks quite sad, doesn't it? But then they're all sitting over here. Finished. So, 16th of December, number 16, well over halfway. And we are... oh, excuse me. I need a dram. And we are going across the Atlantic again. Second time in our wee trip through this box. And we've got an American whiskey tonight. Now, it's not a bourbon. It is a blended American whiskey. Yellow Rose Premium from Houston in Texas. And it has some bourbon in it, I believe, but it has different types of whiskey in it because it's an American blend. So I've never tasted it before. I'm interested to see what like it is. If you've been watching any of my posts in the past, you'll probably realise that I'm not that keen on bourbon, but never tasted this one. So we'll give it a bash. I think we had a bourbon earlier. What was it? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a straight rye. Whistle Pig straight rye. I really didn't like that one. That just wasn't my bag. So let's see what a Yellow Rose Premium is. There's no age statement on it. It's 40% alcohol. I don't know anything about it. So let's have a look. It's a decent colour. If it's got some bourbon in it, it'll be quite dark because bourbon always uses virgin American oak. So you get a fair bit of colour out quite quickly if you're using those type of casks. So not surprised to see there's a bit of colour there. It's golden brown, isn't it? Reasonably dark. It's a bit darker than a lot of the Scotch that we've had over the last couple of weeks. But in a lot of them have been refill bourbons, first fill bourbons. So because I've had bourbon in them already, I've had a lot of those extractives taken out, so we don't get so much colour. Okay, in the Scotch. Right. Enough waffling, Vic. Let's have a nose of this. Oh, no, that's quite interesting. I can smell bourbon. It's got that initial hit of coconut and vanilla and really quite sweet. There's a bit of wood there, but it's not as overpowering as some of the bourbons are for me. So that's quite an interesting nose. It's quite gentle. There's sort of a chemically smell there, like nail polish, varnish, that kind of stuff. Green fruits, maybe. A bit of banana. Toffee-ish. Quite a bit going on in there. That's a reasonable nose. I might like this, you never know. Shall we have a taste? Slanjiva. Oh, aye, there's that bourbon hit. But not as strong as some of the bourbons, and not as strong, as distinctive as the rye whiskey I had from the States earlier on. That's not bad, you know. And a bit of a burn for 40%. I think it's quite a young whiskey. But it's got lovely bits of vanilla on it for me, but not overpowering. It's got the coconut, but not overpowering. I got to say coconut in there for my mate Dave over in Netherlands, who for some reason thinks I smell coconut in everything. And I haven't had a lot of coconut in recently, Dave. So there you go, my pal. That's some coconut for you. So, and it's kind of toffee-ish and sweet, but not that sickly sweet that I quite often get from American whiskies. It's like a toned down bourbon with some kind of like some grain elements in it. Like what grain whiskey is. That's sort of chemically soft tastes. That's really quite interesting. That. It's got a bit of an oily mouthfeel. And there's a kind of, I don't know what that is. There's a kind of aftertaste there from that second sip that is not pleasant. Kind of almost rubbery. Sometimes on young Scotch whisky, it's got phenol in it. It's got that sort of burnt rubbery notes. It's a bit like that, but I know it's not phenol, obviously. But it's a kind of off note in it that I didn't get the first time, but I got the second time. It's kind of put a damper on it for me. I can't smell any of that. It's still smelling really quite pleasant. Oh, I can't put my finger on that. It's a bit chemically burnt rubbery. Oh, that's spoilt that for me there. Oh, well, that was a shame. So, Jill Skugel is another underwhelming one for me. I think that's Jill's word in the moment, underwhelming. I think I've used it a couple of times. So, there we had the Yellow Rose Premium American whiskey. Not particularly premium in my opinion, but I'm sure there are lots of people out there who would really like this. If you like things really sweet, like candy floss, really sweet coconut, vanilla, this may be a dram for you. And give bourbon a try. But not really top of my list, not the best one I've had out of the box. So that's Yellow Rose Premium, 40% ABV, American whiskey. Not quite bourbon, but enough of a bourbon hit to make it not my favourite. So where are we going tomorrow? Thursday night, tomorrow night. That'll be 17. Oh, now, this is interesting. We are going right around the world tomorrow night. And we've got a single malt Australian whiskey. We're going to have the Starward Solera. Now, I know I like that one because I've got a bottle that I'm working my way through at the moment. I was really fortunate enough a couple of years ago when we were still allowed to do lectures and do nosings and tastings and do tours. I did a special tour and nosing and tasting for the manager at Starward. He was up in Rothes. I went and gave him a nosing and tasting. It was great fun. And he presented me with a bottle of his Starward Solera. And it's a cracking whiskey. My son Jay, who now lives in Australia, managed to get a tour round Starward, even though it was closed. Well, you just mentioned my name in the whiskey world, and it opens doors for you, obviously. Well, no, I knew the manager, so my son got a tour off the back of that. So I look forward to that. So that's tomorrow night, probably about the same time, back at 7, 7:30. And I'll be tasting the Starward Solera, Australian. Who would have thought it? Australian whiskey. Let's hope it's better than the American. Okay, so that's me for tonight. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a good day. And I'll see you about the same time when we crack open that Starward Solera. So have a good night, guys. Good to see you again. Thanks for all your feedback yesterday. Love the feedback from all the Forest Mechanics guys. Unfortunately, young Stephen was taking a wee bit of stick for Nathan and Grapies. But, well, that's what football buddies do to each other. So thanks for all the feedback, guys. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a good day. Cheers. Bye now.